everybody, my name is Raven, and I am back from being sick. Technically, I do still have a little bit of a cough, and that's why I haven't recorded anything in almost a month because I don't want to be coughing a bunch on the video because I don't edit anything and that's not entertaining. But anyway, I'm finally going to try to play Trails in the Sky after all this time. I know I've tried before, but you know, depression and, in the immortal words of Jeff Goldblum, life, life finds a way. And in my case, it means it finds a way to not do things I feel like I should be. There's a cough. Anyway, I've been wanting to get into Trails for not so freaking long, but basically all of last year. I have the entire Sky trilogy on Steam. I have all 4 Cold Steel games. I have Trails from Zero and Trails from Azure. And then I also have Trails in the Sky first chapter, which is the remake of this one. So it's like I have so much catching up to do. And then at the time of recording, depending on when you're watching this, the newest installment, Trails Beyond the Horizon, just released like maybe 2 days ago. So I'm collection-wise, I'm maybe 5 or 6 games behind, but play-wise, I am all of them behind. So we're gonna go through the settings really quick because that's what I like to do. Excuse me. I think everything's fine. I turn the music down just a little bit, but that's about it. So we're gonna start fresh on normal difficulty because while I probably could do this on the hardest mode because I am a good gamer, just watch my streams. That's a lie, I'm not. I don't want to be caught up on battles and having to spend an extra 48 hours in game time grinding. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today too. I also forgot that this game isn't voice acted, so I'm gonna have so much talking to do. And I can't do voices, so just in your mind, like, close your eyes, right? I mean, don't close your eyes because you still need to see the screen, but like, close your mind's eye and just pretend that my voice matches the characters that I'm reading. Because that's the best it's gonna get, because I have absolutely no vocal talent. Probably shouldn't have picked a game with so much talking while I have a cough, but that's just another sacrifice I put upon myself. And Cher's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored, maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. Hey, I'm home! I'm not saying that. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Miss Stella. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm fit as a fiddle. That reminds me though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little ghosts supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. It really breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now why don't you come have a look? Oh, he got you a boy. What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? What? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? Looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly, and he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair and a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway, and why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray mommy? Where are you even picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Scheherazade, I assume. I also assume that's how you pronounce her name. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. For some reason, I imagine Cassius speaking with a British accent. I don't know why. But like I said, I can't do voices. Actually, I met this boy while I was out on business, and I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Excuse me. Whoa, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why don't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you? Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! Oh! She hit him with a coup de grace. You're shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running their mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I had a daughter your age? Now that you mention it... Wait a minute. Don't try and change the sub... Oh! Yeah, there goes his second and third ribs. If they weren't already broken. Quit yelling. Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Dude, I hear... yelling? I'm not going to spell it out. Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it'd be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name, you know, the thing that people call you. I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? Huh. It seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... What? What is your name? Excuse me. Ooh, we got intro. Alright, let's let it play. Also, I didn't set a timer. I should probably set a timer. I kind of want these to be around like an hour and 20 minutes long. That seems like a good place to start, don't it? There we go. It's there. Legend of Heroes. Rails in the Sky. The game that started it all. Featuring Estelle. And a dragonfly. And our mysterious boy, Harmonica will be his name, considering he has one in his hands. There's Cassius Bright. And some tarot cards. Ooh, who's that? I don't know who that is either. But he's got a gun. Better watch out. Is that a party member or an enemy? There's the... Probably the vehicles that'll take us into this. I don't know what to do here, man. I just work here, alright? Excuse me. A lot of, like, watching clock imagery. I wonder if time has something to do with it. Birds, too. I wonder if birds have any importance. Oh, just to her. Little watches. Oh, she seems happy. He does not seem happy. This is telling us a lot and also nothing at all, because I don't know who's friend and who's foe. But do love me some old ruined towers like that, though. That guy looks cool. Get it? There's the trail in the sky. Sorry, that was stupid. I regret saying that already. Anyway, are we gonna finally learn the dude's name? Here's our house and home. Excuse me. As bad as my coughing is now, it was a lot worse even 3 days ago. I'm sorry. Oh, we're cooking some eggs. There's our girl, Estelle. Ugh, it's so bright in here. Yawn. I slept like a rock. Huh, that must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. Ah, Harmonica's name is Joshua. We'll call him Harm for short. Ah, I guess that's a no. Well, I guess I better get myself ready then, too. Wait, a little off topic. I'm a really big fan when video games, like just video game having, like, a theme song, I guess. Because that little tune was all over the intro. And then, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake has Hollow. Final Fantasy 13 has Promise. You know, stuff like that. There's obviously, like, a lot more out there, but you know what I mean. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you started to play. I can't believe how awake you are, even though the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind, what with the siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. Tisk, do you think she says tisk, 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 or do you think she goes... She seems like the type to say tisk, tisk, tisk. Mostly because I don't want to make that other sound again. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You please try and sound a teeny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune though, cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but that one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of the Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of the Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you are. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it makes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. What it takes? Did I say makes? Anyway, it really is just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me, princess, for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough to talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stopped finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, stop, Joshua. I already forgot I was gonna do the gimmick of calling him Harm the entire game, and I've already forgotten. Damn it. Morning! Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't you both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay, on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling still? Huh. Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point, and once we finish, we'll be bracers just like you. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack understanding still. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, you should work extra hard in your training to become a fully fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you two. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And still, keep your focus on task at hand. You have a test later today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra work? Crap, I totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it, I'm sure we'll manage somehow. Some way or another. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. How could any child of mine end up with such careless, over-optimistic personality? Ha! You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear, the two of you act so much alike. But whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something like to eat, huh? How about Ron-style scalloped fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? I think it's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle. Or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. How rude. But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. We're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of Liberal News from the General Goods Store. We got 500 Mira. Fun fact, not only is Mira the name of the planet in Xenoblade Chronicles X, it is also named of the home island of the main character in Baten Kaitos, which were both made by Monolith Soft. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Charizard my regards. Alright, after however long, we finally have... Oh, it's the arrow keys, not WASD. Or we can point and click with the mouse, but I don't know what button it would be for to be like, hey, I want to inspect this. So let's see if we can option any controls. No, menu button, click, double click, off, click. Interesting. Well, we have our staff wielding Estelle, and it seems like Joshua fights with twin, I want to say swords, even though Dirk is the name of knives. They look a little long to be easily concealable, if you ask me. Not like wearing a sheaths or anything on his person. But I digress. Let's go on. What's this button do? Okay, so that opens the main map. That opens... Do these do the same thing? Nope. That's local. That's world. And then we have our camp button, which is exactly the same as pressing... Excuse me. As pressing escape. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna try to play with the mouse. Oh, okay, we can rotate the camera using the scroll wheel. That actually helps a lot, in my opinion. Let's go. Welcome to the city of Roland. We feature outdoor umbrellas, kids running in the streets, and boxes stacked in the alleyways. It looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you expect to get away with any less effort. Oh, yeah. I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's meet Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Alright. Bracer Guild is red. Second building. Here we go. Roland's Bracer Guild. Ah, there you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. New person introduced. Ina. She must be important because she has a portrait. Morning, Ina. Is Sherry here already? Yeah, she's just waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as a member of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. We'll do our best. Ooh, that was really fast. There is Shara, the lady with the tarot cards. The Star and the Hanged Man, the Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. I know nothing about tarot cards, so if any of y'all watching know a thing or two about a thing or two, let me know what her drawing means. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Well, since this is my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get the show on the road and become a bracer myself. I give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that the high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quite you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Harm. Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While I still may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbit with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intense. Oh, this? I was trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret, but that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Alright, let's learn about orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on the structure and type of quartz or process septum installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all the facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products of weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Alright, let's learn about bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, exploiting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manage the affairs of the Bracers in each region. And finally, let's learn about the Liberal Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberal, in which he lives, sits on the western half of the Demurian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbits. Orbit technology has also been the key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence as contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Urbonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. Oh, okay. So we're like coming off the back end of a war. Let's see. Since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Sure. How's the practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush packed at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful still. Well, of course she's bright. It's her last name. Sorry, let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing, but before that, there's something that we need to give both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two, go get one for each of yourselves. Alright. Oh, right click to confirm. They are very important. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. We got a bracer notebook. Excuse me. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find and wear, these kinds of trivia things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Copy that. Oh, please tell me that was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there is a bulletin board standing there. There are 4, or 3, depending. First, I need to go and check on the job description, post input. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Alright, let's go over here and check this out. Train retrieval. New! Client Shara. We got 500 Mira, and it is a direct request. I guess that means we accept it from the board rather than from the person. Anyway, this train will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of a chest. See Sheriff for details. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will automatically record in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can be easily found by clicking on the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Book shortcut on the Configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions of a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not any urgent tasks need checking whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for racers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but it's an equal level of responsibility on the job themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had to change your heart, have you? You betcha. Well, before all motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's oral factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken the time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. It's like a field trip. Here's where you learn how to use the Orbal Factory's services. In Orbal Factory, you can modify your orbits and synthesize support ports in order to use Orbal arts. Arts have a wider range of effects, and if matches can be extremely helpful, the bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild had a long-standing relationship with these Orbal factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem, leave everything to me. So, what is it you'd like to know about? Let's learn about orbits. Orbits are mechanical devices which can exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbits. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbits, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbit is adjusted to match their owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each user. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slot and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By definition, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an Orbal factory. Like this. It'll take a fair amount of seabits too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it you would like to know about? Let's learn about Orbal arts. Simply put, Orbal arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbits. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the Orbal energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since Orbal arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, and in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must be first synthesized at an Orbal factory. Orbits are also set up that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with the water elemental value. In reality, orbits are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. So, what is it you'd like to know about? Let's learn about quartz! Oh my goodness! Quartz are circuits made from seabits. Quartz have a vast number of effects that raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until a quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental of quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbit and decide whether you will be installing it ahead of time. So, what would you like to know about? And last but not least, seabits. Seabits are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, brown, water, blue, fire, red, wind, green, time, black, space, gold, and mirage, silver. Seabits can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the Orbal factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbit slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. And that is the end of that fucking essay. Excuse my French. It looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the devices, use the services here. We received several of each type of elemental seabits. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbits. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally, at a shop, you'd be able to exchange sepiths for mirror, but for this training, you will not be able to use this service. Upon approaching the counter, the clock mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade to use the Orbal Factory services. Alright, Oh, we gotta go talk to Freddy. Hey, Freddy! Okay, so first off, we already have an open slot for Estelle, and we don't have enough to open another one, and Josh's is only time, and we do not have enough to open any of them. By the way, right click is also the back button when navigating the menus. Quartz. So we have earth, water, fire, wind, and time. So this gives +5 defense, +5 max percent, +5% defense, +5% max HP, +5% strength, -5% defense, +1 agility, +10% speed. Well, we have to synthesize an action for Josh, and I guess for Estelle we could do. Well, I mean, technically we could just do all of these and decide afterwards, after we look at Estelle's stats, what an increase should be. There we go. Alright. Hello! Alright, looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install a quartz into your orbit so you can use both recovery and attack arts. Quartz can be installed in the orbit screen. The orbit screen can be utilized by selecting the orbit tab in the main menu. So, this button? Oh, this is our notebook. Oh. Name, register, rank, all these victories, losses, fled. So we get stone hammer. With this one we get aqua bleed, firebolt, airstrike, soul blur. Oh, it also shows effect. Attack, 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 attack. Soul blur, 20% chance to faint. Is that like instant kill? So it seems like these are more. Oh, these are also support. So Joshua can only have the one time crystal. So that means he's gonna get soul blur, which costs 10 EP. 20% chance to faint, and it's an attack, and he's also going to get Clock Up, which increases speed by 25%, it looks like. Is that Tear or Tear? Oh, so this is a healing one. So if we give Estelle the blue crystal, she'll gain Aqua Bleed, which is an elemental attack. She'll gain... What was it again? Was it health? And then she can also heal. So that seems like a good one to give her. Yeah, +5. Oh, so these are all the effects. So if you have 1 HP, when you get 5%, HP 2 gives you 3 of these, and you get +10, +15. Okay. I getcha. Oh, so the stronger the red one, it doesn't weaken the penalty. So if you were to do these, you would want to combine them with this so they kind of even out, I guess. Unless you want to go for like a glass cannon build. Oh, this is so freaking detailed. Art defense, I think. Dexterity, agility, movement, speed, time to cast arts is cut. Poison freeze, petrified. These are all 10% chance though. Death blow 1, 10% chance to kill enemy. Death blow 2, 100% chance, but it breaks the quartz. So that's a one-shot Charlie then. Interesting. Very interesting. Crafts, battle order, faint, misturn. Okay, so that's not an instant kill then with soul blur. Good to know. Rage, immune, elemental attacks. Oh, okay, so 200 means damage is doubled. So the higher number, the more effective it is. Okay, good, that's good to know. Cooking, pay, parameters. Strength, defense, magic strength, magic defense, turn, speed, dexterity, agility, movement, attack, range. Oh. So I was right. 80 art defense. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very good. I've spent way too much time on that. Let's equip our ornaments. So this is time quartz only. So there is our action 1 quartz. Let's go to Estelle. Look, I can't move the cursor out of the box. So look at that. So we gain 6 health, and then we get Tear and Aqua Bleed, or we gain 1 defense, 2 attack, but we lose 1 defense, or we gain 1 agility. I think we go healing. Yeah. We can add any of these whenever we want. We just have to unlock the thingy. Alright, it looks like you got both recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. I feel like I made the right choice. Additionally, your bracer notebooks can contain information about which quartz you allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. I already have. Thank you for noticing. Alright, our training here is almost finished, so I'm going to have one of you open up a new slot in your ornament. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP is consumed by using arts, which gets consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all up early on. Now, I wanted to use this Sepith and open a slot in each of your ornaments. Go ahead and decide which slot you're going to open. Alright, so we got more Sepith. Yeah. Oops. So we go to slot, we go to Estelle, and we can open up anyone we want. Let's go in order. We're going to open up that for Estelle, because if she is going to be our healer, look at that, we got plus 30 EP already. We're going to want more EP, you know. So I kind of want to go Firebolt, because we have water and fire, but I feel like Evade would be good too. Defense, you can't go wrong with defense. Let's go with Evade. Yeah, no. Let's go with... I don't know. It doesn't matter, does it? It shouldn't matter this early on. We'll just go with... We'll go with whatever I left it on. I see you managed to open up one of your own ornament slots. Still, since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you are free to install any type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Orbital, did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Did I remind you just this morning? You mentioned it. I vaguely remember some sort of talking along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Harm, help! Ah, called it. Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Harm. Alright, all your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I even made you jot down what you read in your bracer notebooks unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. Oh, divine Adios. I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're saying is that you thought it was a paper test? No wonder you're acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in the classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to at least look a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roman sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewer is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. We got 3 tear bombs, and we got a monster guide. What's this book for? It's called a monster guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really got a good head on your shoulders, Josh. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. Right you are, hon. Right you are. Let's take a look at this monster guide real quick. We haven't run into any monsters yet, so that makes sense. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let us use it if our HP and EP become low before engaging in any further battles. Excuse me. Orbit charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. As recovery point is approached, an exclamation mark will appear and 2 choices will be displayed by pressing the OK button. By selecting the rest option, all HP and EP will be restored. Hell yeah. Sounds like a plan to me. Alright, first off, let's go to Files, Save. We're gonna ignore this because I don't remember what is on it. And retry offset, and this can weaker based on the number of retries. So if we use this function, we can't win a battle. Wow. Thank you. How do I see what buttons do which? Status. I feel like I'm just missing. Anyway, let us continue. We're already an hour in. We haven't fought an enemy yet. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Careful. Be careful not to let them take advantage of you in your blind sight. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of the battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked with an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Battle order bar indicates who attacks first. It starts from top and moves down. Alright, so we can do attack, hit, attack an enemy. You may also use it to move if you are using the mouse click in an empty location. The highlighted area indicates the distance the character can move. By selecting a target in this area, the character will move to attack. When an enemy is out of range, a black icon will appear on your cursor. Selecting an out-of-range target will move. Sorry. I'm recording this at 1 in the morning, so it's probably 2 in the morning by now. We'll move the character as close to as possible, but no attack will be performed. Alright, so we can click on here. Estelle will move to the orange arrow, and we won't be able to attack. But if we click on here, Estelle will move straight line and attack. And then we have Josh, who will go and finish him off. Hell yeah. So we can't use arts, but we can use items, but we don't need to heal. So that, I mean, it still could use some health. I guess we didn't, when we equipped her ordnance, it left a gap, not it didn't, you know what I'm trying to say. Fuck! Excuse my language. Attack him, Joshua. Good. Attack him, Estelle. You can't reach. Well, this guy is a total pushover, huh?
Alright, we're good to go.
We gain 10 experience each. We got 4 Earth Seepith, 2 Fire Seepith, and 2 whatever that's supposed to be Seepith. And we got 2 Juicy Bones. So now that we have killed something, we can see it in our monster guide. Dirty Rat. No elemental weaknesses, drops Juicy Bones. Stat card, I don't know what that means. Drops those kinds of Seepith. Can be found in rolling sewers. A small nocturnal monster inhabits areas near raw sewage. Level 3, health 80. So let us get Estelle's health back. And let us continue on our way. Ooh, boogaboos. Here comes some more. Depending on the enemies, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Arts are effective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks. Arts also make long-range attacks possible, but they require time to be cast. EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can be recovered by resting at inns, hotels, or by using charge stations and other items like an EP charge. Arts are effective against foes which are difficult to hit with a weapon or those on which physical attacks have little effect. It takes time before arts can be cast. Also, EP is consumed when arts are cast. All arts have an element. Determine the element most effective against your foe and use it. So can I like click? No. We can't mark. Oh, there we go. We have 8 HP, no conditions, and no elemental weaknesses. So let's use Fire with Estelle, and Soul Blur is our attack with Joshua. Oh, they're so nice for not attacking us. I really appreciate that. Oh, we got the faint status effect on him too. That's a, what was that, like a 20% chance or just a 10? And they got Seabeth for us. Ooh, we got even more XP from these guys. 4 wind, 4... What was it? Imaginary? Illusion? Something like that. Let us continue. More dirty rats. Estelle, let's try using crafts this time around. Since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage, they're worth a shot. Roger that. Crafts have range limits, but can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out or receiving damage during battle. Crafts are character-specific skills which not only deal out damage but also have a broad range of effects. Using crafts consumes CP. CP is gradually gained by dealing out or receiving damage in battle. So we have 20 craft points each. Estelle can use morale, a shut to encourage allies, strength up to 20%, so it only affects allies in this range, so let's use that.
Come on!
Excuse me. So now our strength has increased, and we can use dual strike. Unleash a double slash with dual blades. It is a 2-hit attack. And we go wonk, wonk. And he missed both of them! Joshua, you had literally only one job to do during a tutorial fight. So now we have to use our basic attacks. Here, attack him. Yeah, there you go. That one you hit, loser. And Estelle will finish this guy off. Woo. Ooh. If I keep coughing like this, I might have to cut today short. Come on, Lungs, we got half an hour left. 32 XP, we got a good amount of Seepith, and we got 2 Juicy Bones and a Curative Horn. Ooh. What does that say? Wait, what's the difference between these guys? No difference, it's just these guys also drop Curative Horns, it seems like. Weird. These look at... Oh, the moth cluster drops crisp onions. A cluster of winged insects. It is almost impossible to hit them with a weapon. Alright, let us continue on. Oh, we got a treasure chest. We got a reviving balm. What does the reviving balm do? I wonder. A salvage cures KO and heals 100 HP. Alright, cool. There's our curative horns. A health food full of minerals. Figuring out how to eat it requires some ingenuity. The central breed for soup broth and using numerous dishes. And then we got our key items here. I'm not gonna read every item description. That's just too much. The door's resting appears to be locked. Alright, we're not going through there then.
Oh, what a surprise. Another creepy thing. I wish there was an easier way to take care of them. One blow using an S-craft or S-break should do the trick
For just about any enemy. The catch is, our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. These devastating attacks can only be unleashed when the CP gauge is above 100. S-breaks are actions which allow S-crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-crafts, which are unleashed as S-breaks, can be charged by going to Tactics and then set S-break within the main menu. I still haven't found the Tactics screen. Wait, yes I have. What am I talking about? Anyway, so we do that, and then we attack this guy. Womp. These are actions which allow S-crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order once the CP gauge has reached 0. S-crafts, which can be used as S-breaks, can be changed by going to press the red button. Press the red break button to unleash an S-break. An S-break cannot be unleashed under the no red button condition. Now the red break button and press the button and try and release an S-break. If you're using a keyboard, you may use the 1 through 4 number keys
or the arrow keys before unleashing it.
So if I press 1 and say we want to do this guy over here because he's full health and out of the way. Oh, 186 damage. Hell yeah, still. Oh, and it still isn't even over there anymore. She's over here. Alright, Josh, you can do us the favor of breaking this guy's back. I'm actually going to save this for the next fight. You never know what you might need it. Ooh, Joshua got hit pretty hard there. We'll have to run back to our orbital charging station. That's what it's called. I remembered.
We're good to go.
We're good to go. 47 XP each, good amount of seepage, and we got a juicy bone and curative horn. Let's run all the way back really quickly. And hope that there isn't Dark Souls rules where if you rest the enemies respawn. Because that would be unfortunate. Nope, seems like we're good. Let them zoom in. Oh, you can control their speed by the distance of the mouse. Good to know. Anything down here? Alright, we can't rotate the camera. And over here. So, that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? If we made it this far, the rest is gonna be a piece of cake. Seems like we got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions.
Oh my goodness. That one snuck up on me. Sorry.
During battle, there are several bonuses which can be allotted to turns. Oh. Turn bonuses have the same effect regardless of whether they are allotted to an ally or a foe.
Using S-breaks to ignore the battle order makes it easier to jump in and strip an enemy of their turn bonus. Ooh, okay.
These icons indicate the bonuses allotted to the battle order. If a bonus icon appears next to the character icon, they will receive that bonus.
Heart is heal, Seepeth is Seepeth, etc. indicate the effects of each icon. Alright, cool. So we are already at full health. Alright, so what can we do here? Can we... No. Oh, because we don't have CP.
Then we will fireball a moth cluster. And Josh will... Josh will soul blur the other cluster. This guy's gonna do that. We're gonna steal this Seepith up and kill the guy all the way in the back. That seems like a good idea. Yeah, it died. Very nice. Tank it, Josh. Tank it, Josh. Ah, you missed. You didn't miss. Damn it. So, Firebolt, please hit. It does. Perfect. Oh! We lost the but. Aww. Okay. I guess that canceled his charging, but at least we didn't lose the EP. So you can attack that guy. And then Estelle will also attack that guy to finish him off. This guy's gonna get health, but it doesn't matter because he's not missing any. Thank you for missing. Can we get Josh to soul blur? Yeah, because we can go right after. Perfect. 102, nice. And then this guy isn't even gonna get another turn. Alright. Done and dusted.
Alright, we're good to go.
We're good to go. Look at all that XP we got. We're almost halfway to our first level. We get 10, 6, 4, you can count. Curative, only 2 curative horns? We didn't get an onion? What was it called again? Crisp onion. What's the difference between these two? Huh? I don't get it. Why is there two entries for this guy? We found 2 small boxes. Huh? That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact that there's not just 1, but 2 is kind of interesting too. I wonder what's inside. Remember, Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside these boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. You're no fun at all, Han. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with the teensy weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Are they up for it? Yep, opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client, and as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Sharon when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright. Good thing you killed all the enemies. By looking inside the chest again, you flunk. Just kidding. That's funny. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I accidentally right-clicked. Let's stop by here, because you never know. It's gonna be one of those things.
Well, you passed the first part of your test. Now for your final exam. And then we have to fight Shara. If you can defeat me, then you're ready to be bracers. Get up the ladder.
Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. We handed over 2 small boxes. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. I figured you were trying to say something like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something like that would be the problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now. Let's head back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say that we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is
No time to shirk on your duties. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day gonna be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed, it seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. And we're back at the Racer Guild. I almost said Gracer Grilled, and then I didn't, but then I thought I did, so I had to say it again. You know, it was cyclical.
Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch. As you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Ruling Branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. Blah 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 blah. We know how to have conversations at this point. And then we press report. Well, Bracer Guild, Junior Bracer 9th class, no BP, no jobs completed. We got payment for training retrieval. Oh, we got 1 BP and 1 job completed now. We got 500 Mira. Current rank, Junior Bracer, 9th class. Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is depending on how you handle the job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you'll receive. You will also accumulate points, which are known as BP, Bracer points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a Bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance in rank as a Bracer and will be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of a Junior Bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making the first rank and work hard. The amount of Mira and BP you will receive will also be recorded in your Bracer notebook, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left now is to finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Aina, and sorry about putting more work on your plate today. Don't worry about it, training your Bracer is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing sure, it'll involve the whip. Hey, yo, what? A whip? They're teenagers.
Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You have now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then.
Alright, after we finish this area, I think we're gonna call it because I cannot keep coughing like this. Is the reason I took such a long break from recording. I did not want to cough while recording. It pisses me off. I am super annoyed and I'm very sorry. Charizard holds out 2 small boxes. Aren't those boxes the ones? In answer to your question, yes. These are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside Estelle. Are you saying it's okay that we open them? That's right. Why don't you both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet. Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua open the boxes. We got Junior Bracer Emblem. This crest is, so that means we're... Ahem. Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two. And welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Harm. I can't keep up with that joke. I keep forgetting it. I'm sorry. You should be jumping for joy or something, running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world! We did it! I'm not gonna yell. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I turned it up for the celebrations Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You have been spending a lot of extra hours
working with us during the busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of the Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged Bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable Bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought.
Excuse me. I just don't get it. Get what? This Charizard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young Bracers we're talking about. So why is it she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry back and head home. We should let Dad know that we're qualified as junior bracers. Right. But first, don't we have to, like, buy something for him? Is there anything on the bulletin board? No. Hi there, Still and Joshua. Oh, hi, Rich. Looks like your training is over, isn't it? I'm humbled to know that you two are the youngest ever to pass the bracer exam. I look forward to working with you at the same capacity. I have to get back to work now, but some of you don't understand. Give me a holler. Alright. Seems very cordial. No real rivalry. Hurry up and come on! But wait for me, Luke. We got children. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great. It's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the... Oh, great. It's Estelle remark. And what's with the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer you wanna be. Tisk tisk, how wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in their world than the milk that comes from the Prinzel farm. But, no way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now, high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can't accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle? What's with the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people are allowed, you poopy head. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to train on my secret base, and before you know it, I'm going to become a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. Huh? What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant by he said secret base? I don't know what, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. The secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. Okay, so... that's the Orbital Factory, that's the Bracer Guild. So... Elgar Arms and Armor. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. Good morning, Mr. Elgar. Good afternoon, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong, but today is your last day of training, isn't it? I seem to remember you saying something about it the last time I had you run to the store. Yes, that's right. So, how'd your training go? The emblem on your chest means I shouldn't have expected anything less of the Couch's kids. But we're still bracers in training. I see, but, well, I knew you were gonna have to give up your part-time job here sooner or later. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. Don't sweat it. I knew it happened eventually when I hired you on. It's a shame, though. There's hardly anyone out there with a good eye for weapons as you. Well, that's the path you've chosen, so get out there and show us what you're made of. Can we shop? So we have 1,000 Mira. So we could either get one weapon for either of them. Oh, I just noticed Estelle's strength is one higher than Joshua, but I think that's because of our Orbital stuffs. Let's not spend all our money in one place, especially when we still have to buy Cassius his newspaper. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. What are you doing in the market for today? A new pair of shoes? Now that you mentioned it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Sagas? Unbelievable. You actually already forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad. Haha, of course! Haha, you've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stragas aren't out yet. I do, however, have some copies of the Liberal News, and if that's what you're after. Alright, I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 Mira, please. We got a copy of the Liberal News. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine, but does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. They're even supposed to have running story related to the Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. But enough about that. Why don't you tell me how you did today? Did you make any bracers? Today was your last day of training, wasn't it? Yep, everything went smoothly too. But how did you know about all that, Mr. Renaud? In a certain sense, both of you and Joshua are like celebrities here in Roland. I tend to hear a lot from customers coming through here. I shouldn't have expected anything less from Roland. The great frown around here is seriously something to be reckoned with. No kidding, the women here especially love to gossip. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. We got a recipe book. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have a lot of recipes in no time. So how about we try this out? Go ahead, eat this cookie, Estelle. We got a maple cookie. Well, I've made it a prisoner and never turn down sweets. We ate a maple cookie. We learned the maple cookie recipe. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had the opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking at all, it's just that I never seem to get any better. I sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you ever need of any ingredients, I'll be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renaud. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Eating the recommended dish at restaurants or using to-go meals adds the recipe to the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all learned recipes will be displayed. As long as ingredients are available, the food can be made. There are two types of food: sit-down meals which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals which can be carried as items. Sit-down meals cannot be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking can be bought at a store or acquired from monsters. Delicious in dungeon. Shop. What can we buy? We have these things, and then we have ingredients, but no other recipes. So let us open. What is? I can't even tell what that is. Well, that is our recipe book. Fresh milk, milled flour, and maple sugar. Wait, hold on. So it says heals HP, but it doesn't tell us how much it heals. Do we have one in here? No. So what do we need? We need fresh milk, milled flour, and maple sugar. So 50, 54, 58. So 58 for the ingredients. So we can go, okay. Milled flour. Yes. And we go down to maple sugar. And just for frame of reference, a tear balm is 200, and this heals 200 HP. So for 54, let's make this. We get one maple cookie, and for 54 Mira, we can heal. No, I want to see what it does. Can we not see what it does? Items. No. Healing. No. Oh, it's not going to tell us.
Darn it. I wanted to see if it's cost effective. Well, I guess we'll find out when we use it. Set S spray. This doesn't do anything. Oh. Interesting. I guess we can't send the S spray then.
Well, anyway, we are all but out of time. So let us run back to Papa. Oh, never mind.
I have a request from Ina. It's still Joshua. Am I glad I found you two?
Oh, hi, Ina. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out a bunch of documents.
Well, what's going on?
You know Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, we saw them not that long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. You mean the Tower Esmelis? The Tower of Esmelis? Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Unfortunately, at the moment, Sherazard is out on other bracer business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment is correct in this attitude. If the two of us hurry, we may be able to catch up with the boys before they reach the tower. I understand. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. Roger that. Understood. The smallest tower can be reached by taking the western path of the junction along the Malga Trail. You can get onto the Malga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. It's our first real job. Come on, Josh. We don't have any time to lose. I'm right behind you. And so, we embark on our first official mission as, well, bracers in training. But we will decide the fate of Pat and Luke next time because we are out of time and I do not want to keep coughing into a microphone because if it pisses me off, it's at the very least going to annoy you. But anyway, that's right. However long this recording is how long just the bare bones of the tutorial is. And keep in mind, we are still in the prologue. So who knows how long this game will be. And it's a trilogy. And after a trilogy, we go to a duology. And after a duology, we go to a quadrilogy. So there is still a lot more game to have be played. I think I said that right. But anyway, I have been Raven. This has been Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. And I will see you all in the next video. Whenever I decide that will be. Because, let's face it, I am no good at sticking to a schedule. Anyway, goodbye.